Plaintiffs Dustin Bowman and his wife Brittany say the defendant is Dustin's sister, but she grew up in foster care, and they only reconnected recently. Brittany says they allowed the defendant to move in with them, but she broke their rules by bringing her boyfriend over. They're suing her for rent and stolen property. Defendant Essence McGrew says while living with the plaintiffs, she felt like she had every right to bring her boyfriend over to their home because she was paying rent.
All right, start with you all.
Dustin Bowman. It's my wife, Brittany, sister, Shay.
Congratulations.
Well, when we was younger, my mother lost us all to children's service. My grandmother took all she could take in, so my sister went to children's service.
How many did your grandmother have to care for?
It was 5 of us.
And what was your parents' or your mother's challenge?
Drugs. So a couple years ago, my sister reached out to me on social media. So she wanted to meet me and her nieces and nephews. So I let her come. We grew a bond. We got it all together. We was having a good time for a while. Then 2021, I let my wife finish telling you that story.
In 2021, she contacted my husband again, but this time she needed his help. And she was just basically asking if we had an extra room or somewhere she could stay because her and her boyfriend was going through difficult times and she was living in a car and she just needed some help. And my husband and I, we sat down and came up to an agreement and he was like, maybe, let's try to help her. So we decided to help Shay, well, Essence, but her real name is Shay. Well, this is what her maiden mother named her, but her adopted mother changed her name.
When she go up to that office, what does she tell them her name is?
Essence.
All right.
It's just hard for me to call her that.
All that Shay and nay and none of that. You ain't getting no check with that.
I understand that.
All right.
So Essence agreed to, so my husband asked me if Essence can move in. I said, sure, I was still getting to know her and everything just as well as he was. He met her at the same time as I met her.
Plaintiffs Dustin Bowman and his wife Brittany allowed the defendant, Dustin's sister, to move in with them. But they say she broke their house rules by sneaking her boyfriend in.
I was considerate of you to, take your sister in who you hadn't really met or known.
Yeah, because this could be a perfectly stranger. We're just going off of her word.
That's essentially what she was.
Yeah, that's what she was. And I welcomed her into my home. Right, and I welcomed her into my home after me and my husband said yeah. And then she just, when she came in, everything just went downhill, Your Honor. It's just like she just get to sneaking her boyfriend in my house when we're at work, knowing that I don't want no guys around my kids. I have 3 kids that's also live in the home. And I already told my husband, I said, make sure she know that I don't want no guys in my home.
Tell her? Did she know that? All right.
Yes,
I don't want no.
She would do that? Anything else? What other problem?
Yeah, she wasn't cleaning up after herself. She would just get up and leave and just...
Any arguing going on? Or?
We had argument, but it was towards the end. So when she first moved in, we was never just arguing. It was towards the end when I started asking her, hey, when are you going to pay me my rent?
Got it. It was the money.
So, yeah.
Okay, let me get some background from you, young lady.
Hi, Your Honor.
Hi.
Like he said, that's my brother. That's his wife. We was separated when we was little. I was going through a little situation of my own personal with my significant other, a little toxic situation. I had reached out to him before the toxic situation, got to know him or whatever. We start having cookouts. He told me I got nieces and nephews. So we went on, did the family thing. I asked him, could I come stay with them? They said, yeah. Came up to the agreement or whatever. I moved in. Everything was going good. Everything was going well. The problems came in to where, like I said, I'm an adult and I'm paying rent. So I feel that I should be able to have my boyfriend.
How much were you paying?
$400 a month.
Go ahead.
I feel that I should be able to have my boyfriend over. It wasn't multiple guys. It wasn't multiple people. It was just my boyfriend, just the one person.
Her concern was the kids. How far was the room you slept in, where you would probably socialize, at least with your boyfriend?
Right there, Your Honor.
How far was that from the children's room?
Next to it.
Yeah, that
may
be why she had that rule. That's just you know, the man coming out in his underwear to the bathroom, or you probably didn't have a bathroom in your room, did you?
And I barely know her, so you know I don't know him.
He's gonna be coming out in his shorts. Yeah. Do you have a daughter? Is one of them?
Yes, and she's 6.
That makes sense. It'd be different if you were in the lowest level of the home, like you had the whole basement or a low level, then I'm sure it would have been different.
Yeah, and this is
particularly if there's a different entrance.
And this house is just a 4-bedroom flat, so it's everything on a 1 floor. Yeah. So every room is right next door to each other.
I just didn't see the problem with me having my boyfriend over and I'm paying rent.
Well, it depends on the agreement. The agreement was you get a room for $400. What city you all live in?
Ohio.
Columbus.
What part?
Columbus.
Okay, Columbus is not that inexpensive, but in some parts, if you all were telling me you live in Youngstown, you might get your
That's crazy you say that, because I'm from Youngstown.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, I used to go to Youngstown in the summertime.
Really?
It's a tough town.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. In Early Upholstery. Y'all go there. They're still there.
Yes, sir.
Come there. My uncle operated. Now my first cousin, Early Jr., operates it. But my point is, $400, you should have told her to go to Youngstown and she
could get her own place, huh?
Stay there. You'll probably get a flat in Youngstown. I'm sorry, Youngstown. You all know you don't pay as much rent as they do in Columbus.
I'm sorry, Youngstown.
Or New York.
Right, because my rent in Columbus
Los
is
Angeles, Youngstown. Now, I ain't trying to put you down, but you know y'all ain't paying no $2,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment in the hood.
Plaintiffs Dustin Bowman and his wife Brittany allowed the defendant, Dustin's sister, to move in with them, but they say she broke their house rules by sneaking her boyfriend in.
What's happening with the boyfriend? He didn't have a place? He didn't have any money? 400 plus 400, you can definitely get an $800 place.
He had a place. He was actually getting his own place. He stayed with his mom. The thing was, he was helping me. He has a job. He does demolition. He was helping me pay them the rent too. So that's why I didn't see why it was a problem for him coming. But I just ended up just leaving because I couldn't do it, take care of myself, and pay her what I needed to pay her, which it was an agreement, but I didn't have it at the time. So I couldn't give it to her. And that's what I was trying to get her to sit there and understand. I lost because of COVID. When COVID came, my business started going down because of the Mathis and don't nobody want to be, you gotta be
what type of 10 business feet. You have?
Bacon. I do bacon and I actually do baskets.
And that's another thing. I was letting her do that from my home as well. She using my electricity. I didn't charge her to pay no bills or none of that.
Okay, good.
She's a good baker.
That was a real tough life that you've had. Most folks that come out of foster care, you termed out, you stayed there until?
No, I left when I was 16.
Okay, and that's even more admirable that you were able to survive.
And it probably wouldn't even been a problem, Your Honor, if we would have sat down and talked about it and she would have just been like, hey, can my boyfriend come over sometimes? You feel me? Because then maybe my daughter can go over her grandmother sometimes or something while she have her company.
Y'all could have came up with something.
Yeah, we could have came up with something. But instead, she just was constantly sneaking them in. Every time I walk out the door, she's hears somebody pulling in my driveway. Like, no, you can't do that. My baby is here.
We would be sitting outside in the driveway.
And then eventually go in the house.
No, we was going in the house until my brother called us. And the reason he called us was because he went to work and I didn't know he was getting off early. My boyfriend called me and told me that, I'm serious. My boyfriend had called me and told me that he had a family emergency with his mom at the house. So I told him to come and talk to me about it. He came in off of work, walked straight into my room. It went from 0 to hell. Like, quick. I tried to explain
what you told me?
Yeah, I tried to explain it to him.
Yeah, it would have been the same response.
He ain't want to hear it.
That's
nobody want to hear that.
Because why can't y'all talk outside in the car?
Now you making a fool out of him.
Yeah.
Something happened to his mother, so he had to come in and take him into the bedroom and talk to him about it.
We didn't want to sit outside.
You don't have a porch? How did he get over there? Did he walk?
The porch is
y'all
little.
Can walk up and down the block and talk about it.
I got a park across the street, Your Honor.
Sit in the car and talk about it. But you don't violate this woman's home because he had a family emergency, or that's the game you gave her. What he doing here in your bedroom? We've told you not to have a man in your bedroom. Oh, his mother had an emergency he had to talk to me about.
Right.
Game. All right. So, any defense to not paying, ma'am? All right. $2,800 is your judgment. She has no defense. Have a good day.
You too.
I love you, and you know we're gonna keep it going.
Sorry, sissy. I try to make it right some way, somehow. But I don't want us to keep fighting and arguing because we sisters at the end of the day.
I'm fine with that.